see the way they hate. And I know better than to listen to the people who are calling us slaves. I can feel the sunlight shining.
Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Brian, and today is Tuesday, March 12th, 2024, and this is episode 652 of the Lots Project podcast, and it's titled, I Think I Have Heard of This, and I will be chatting about an old term being reborn, some new yard art that I got some pictures of that I'll share with you, and our OG neighbor, and more. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's check out who's in the live chat, who's in that coffee crew hanging out this morning. Grab a cup and we will be hanging out for about an hour. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing? Jen G in early. Man, before 5. You went daylight savings to the extreme there. Good morning, Rachel, Rewilder Life. Thanks for coming in. Backwoods Butcher, good morning, Vietnam to you. Mike's Homestead, how's it going? Pip needs a taco stat. Get that man a taco. Get that man a taco. And Pickle Pete, Pacific Northwest, sup with you. Rewilder Life, clearing up some misunderstandings about donkeys in the Telegram chat. Anyway, guys, I got some fun stuff for you this morning. Yeah, we'll get there when we get there. Jen had to make up for being a little tardy yesterday. Kyle's tardy all the time, so we'll be all right. And Pickle Peak's wondering if Pip needs some taco salad. He probably needs a taco because he had some salad, but we will get back to that in a little while. What is in the cup today? We got another awesome cup of GSD blend getting us through this daylight savings bullshit. How's everybody's daylight savings going? Fantastic here. Oh, man. Backwoods says his being tardy is genetic. He has a genetic asshole or something. Good morning, Hunter, over on Twitch. Thanks for jumping in. Wired Edge. Good morning. Pip says he needs a bowl of salad stat. He's out. Get that man a salad. Get that man a salad. It's never good when you run out of lettuce. Never good. Oh man, so the daylight savings was Sunday night. I don't think it ever really sets in until I guess it was Saturday night, Sunday morning. Rewilder Life has spaghetti. He only wants the oregano. So it's overnight Saturday into Sunday morning. I don't think it really sets in until you're laying in bed Sunday night and you're like, oh my God, I'm never going to be able to fall asleep. It feels like it's 6 in the evening. I'm never going to be able to fall asleep. I'm not going to be able to get up for work tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to suck. And then it just drags on throughout the week. So, Backwoods Butcher said he lost power last night, so both kids were in our bed at one point last night. Is that because they're like velociraptors and you have to keep them in electrified fence? And somebody left the fence off, or when the power went out, the fence turned off, so the kids were able to escape and get into bed with you. All right. Wired Edge says that sounds about how it's going for him. Rewilder Life said the time change is not going good there. I say we revolt. Like, if everybody just said, fuck you, we won't do what you told us, and just went about their time, or went about their day as in they were on standard time, And if people didn't want to go along with it, then they're just early for everything. Like, where have you been? I don't know. I live on standard time. I don't play stupid games with trying to save light. I don't know. I don't know. Backwoods Butcher says both, honestly. They're like velociraptors, and you got to keep them inside an electrified pen as opposed to those things. I can't see your girls they look so sweet and innocent. I don't even know what you're talking about. Anyway, so gonna start today with an old term. Well, it's a little bit of both, really. It's an old term. It's an old, I don't know. Let me just tell you here. So yesterday I was scrolling through social media, kind of always keep an eye on headlines to add to the show notes. And this isn't conspiracy stuff, but it is TikTok related. It is TikTok related. Guys, I have a little new toy here. If you guys see me, if you're watching the video, I got my little nunchucks here that I made. But if I see me picking up stuff and playing with them, they're a new little fidget toy that I really like playing with. So they're on the desk. I probably shouldn't keep them there during the show, but anyway, this has to do with TikTok, but it is not a TikTok conspiracy. We're not going to get into that early this week. That'll be towards the end of the week, and yeah, I think that's going to be a good one. So, but I saw a headline about a new TikTok challenge. A new. It's not even a battery powered toy. Kyle, do you want some thumb chucks? In case you got to fight off a giant. Maybe YouTube's gonna ban me for saying I'm gonna hit a giant with a mini nunchucks. Oh wait, we're not on TikTok. Well, Kyle, you can have one if you come to Tennessee. I'll give you one. Rewilder Life has a rabbi's foot. I don't know if that's how you spell rabbi, but she quickly entered rabbits after. Anyway, I was scrolling through and I saw a TikTok, new TikTok challenge. So I think unless you've been under a rock somewhere, we know that there's these stupid TikTok challenges. Even if you're not on TikTok, I think you've seen the ice bucket challenge, the cinnamon challenge. If you've never heard of such a thing, throw it in the comments. I swear nobody will ridicule you or think anything of you, because they'd be proud of you that you've never heard you've never heard of that stuff. Like, that's good if you haven't been on TikTok or you've heard of these challenges. But like, I've heard of the ice bucket challenge, the cinnamon challenge, the Tide Pod challenge, like these stupid things that these kids start doing. And then like they take off, and if they're benign enough, adults will start doing them because they want to be trendy and all this stuff. Pip says, what the fuck are you talking about? You do need some salad, dude. Pickle Pete says, try the scrambling blunt challenge. Pip would be all about that at the moment. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. All right. Back. Backwood says they had the milk crate challenge. Yeah, so there's been several. You like my bugs? Yeah, that's nice. So yesterday I'm scrolling through and I'm scrolling through So Pip, don't download TikTok, but if you do want to download TikTok, there is definitely better content than this stuff. But it's a time suck and a waste of time. So I don't know if it's worth doing it. But since I already have downloaded it, this wasn't even on TikTok. It was on it might have been Facebook, but it might have been X. It was a job. It was a news headline listing. And it said, "Boy dies from new viral TikTok challenge." I'm like, "Oh Jesus, what do we got? What do we got going on? Like Tide Pods, like we got kids eating Tide Pods. Like what could we have going on that kids are dying from?" 11-year-old boy, which is sad. Like I'm not trying to make light of a 11-year-old boy dying, but I wanted to see what was going on. Good morning, Canadian Farmstead. Thanks for stopping in. And so I clicked on Chris Dixon's. Thanks for swinging in. So I click on the article, and it was twofold confusing for me. It was twofold. Now, the first confusion came when I saw the name of the challenge. It says, "Boy dies after performing viral TikTok chroming challenge." Now, immediately I was like, what are they doing? Are they ingesting hexchrome or something like that? Because I was in the plating industry and like I know all about hexachromium. It's not good. It's a neurotoxin. It'll fuck your shit up. If it gets in the groundwater, it's really bad. I'm like, they're not doing anything with that. The second thing that popped into my head is, when I was in school and I conferred with Corey, who was 7 years behind me, when she was in school, chroming meant something else. Chrome dome, chroming, doming. Yeah, I think you can get a picture. If you weren't watching the screen, if you are unaware of what it was when I in the 90s and 2000s, early 2000s, what that term meant, I can explain it for you. Backwoods Butcher said, "If this is the Mad Max thing, I'm gonna be so excited." Pip says bald people. No. Back when I was in high school, they referred, one of the nicknames for fellatio was chroming. So I'm like, did this kid choke? Did he choke while chroming? Genji says she has no idea what the chrome thing is or was. Okay, well, when silly high school boys were getting their wieners wet, not yeah, okay, well, fellatio was also referred to that in my neck of the woods. So I was really confused already. Jen just spit her coffee out. Great. Dixon says, "I'm so glad I grew up before the internet." So this is what I'm thinking going into this article. I grabbed the article. I'm going to read it to you guys. I'm going to ask you guys if you think that this is chroming, what you think of this article in just a second. So I'm going to pull this up here and read it to you, and I'll be right back in a second. Here we go. I'm just going to have to read the first paragraph to make it make sense, or make it make less sense. What is chroming? Chroming has been used as a slang term to describe the trend on TikTok. This involves inhaling toxic fumes to get high from substances including paint thinners, aerosol cans, glue, and detergent. According to a report, the trend has been in existence since before TikTok's launch in the UK in 2018, but it is gaining popularity. Guys have any thoughts on what that might be called in your day? Backwoods butcher, backwoods butcher, pickle Pete. Butter. Did you guys know that this was around before 2018 when TikTok started in the UK? Pip says he weeps for the future. Jen says I thought that was called huffing. Pickle Pete says he just called it homeroom. Rewilder Life says I walked away at a very important moment. Oh. Hunter says he's got to put locks on his Schrader valves because of that bullshit. Yep. But I love how these kids can't even come up with new fucked up shit to do. They got to do the shit that everybody's been doing for years. You know, I remember the first time. I shouldn't say it was the first time. I remember a time back when we were in Minnesota. We had moved to the farm, and I was driving home from work, and I had to go to Walmart, and I was walking through Walmart, and I saw a gentleman that had been chroming a little too much in the aisle of Walmart, was laying on the floor, and his face was gold. I don't know. I thought he was supposed to use the silver color to do chroming. Pip says fucking kids don't know what whippets are in his shows. Canadian Farmstead said, I saw a homeless guy who must have been time traveler 20 years ago because he was chroming gasoline. Gen G says, I remember whippets. What a blast from the past. Literally. The 90s. The 90s are coming back, guys. I have that on my list later. I have that on the list later. Oh no. Oh, when I first got a job at Caribou, there was a lot of change in inventory control when all the nitrous crackers, the nitrous canisters were gone, and no one had made any whipped cream because we had the big silver whipped cream canisters with those nights were boring at the old Caribou Coffee when no one was coming in at 8 o'clock to buy coffee in the evening. Oh man, let's see. Oh no. So yeah, that started my day off right yesterday. I was like, oh, okay, so now kids are huffing and having to call it something new. Like, did they really think that they came up with this shit? Like, do they not realize my wife was riding around on the back of a snowmobile when she was like 4 huffing gasoline fumes, and that's why she loves like any combustion motor exhaust? Your kids have some brake cleaner. Where is Jim, by the way? Gen G says, Rachel, I am older than you, pretty sure. And she says she knows Jim is. That's perfect. I like you guys. Let's see if Jim's over on Noster. Doesn't look like it. We're missing Jim, man. I hope his medical alert is still working and he isn't laying somewhere trying to get help from us. Chroming. All right. All right. Dixon says, so the media just fueled the trending vibe saying it was new. Pretty much. Pretty much. I think they should we maybe need to check on Jim because of the chime change. And Hunter's going to put out a silver alert. I got a silver alert the other day, and then I got an amber alert too. Happy early birthday. Yeah, happy early birthday, Rachel. 50 in 2 weeks. Congratulations. Made it halfway. Is that we're always, hey, 50's over the hill. Like, what? Why are you setting an end date for your life? Like, do we go, oh, well, we're halfway to 100, so we're halfway done, over the hill. What? I was over the hill at 27. I don't know. Backwoods Butcher says, again, they're trying to make it look worse so they can ban it. What, banning? What are they going to ban? You can huff pretty much anything in existence. They can't ban all solvents. TikTok. Better over the hill than under it. That is for sure. That is for sure. Especially that small TikTok. They want to ban TikTok. Gotcha. I mean, it is pretty useless. I don't know. Are they gonna? If they ban TikTok, they ban TikTok. It is what it is. Kyle's been banned on TikTok before. Pip says he doesn't have an old soul. Soul is just really mature for its age. So yeah, that started my day yesterday. That started my day yesterday on the path down to Crazy Town. I'm going to show you guys some new yard art. We have new yard art around the corner. We know that that March is a big month this year. We have two holidays in March. We have St. Patrick's Day is March 17th. And we also have Easter, I believe. Is Easter in March this year, Corey? I think Easter is in March this year. So we drove by the other day, and Corey and I both saw the new yard art, and we were arguing over what was the new centerpiece. And we were both right. We were both right. So I'm going to pull up on the screen here. I'm going to show you what the neighbors have. They're celebrating. And as if bunnies weren't fucking scary enough, if you can see on the screen there, in the new devil's chair, we have now put a huge Easter bunny, if that's not creepy as fuck. So we have that now. If you can see the sign to the right, that says bless your heart and has some cryptic heart symbol there. So that is one thing. Corey said, did you see the big bunny? I said, no, there was no bunny. There was no bunny. Oh, the spider. Yeah. Rewilder Life, the bunny spider. And so there's this part. And then I got to share, because he didn't want to leave St. Patrick's Day out. So on top of the bunny, we're going to add a leprechaun. We're gonna add a leprechaun, and we also have a leprechaun spider, and this leprechaun happens to be decapitated. That used to be Santa with a decapitated Santa in the seat. Now it's a leprechaun with his head next to him on the ground. So we have Easter bunnies and we have Easter bunnies and leprechauns and bunny spiders and leprechaun spiders in the neighbor's group or in the neighbor's yard. I will Wired Edge says, do you think they have a planning committee for what they're going to put out in their display? I think there may be multiple voices in the head. They may have multiple. There's probably a distinct possibility that there's multiple voices in that head. Backwoods Butcher says the leprechaun is the patron saint of drug use. I was thinking it was more the patron saint of Mexican cartels. Pip brings up a good point. Pip says, and I've thought this many times, I gotta give these dudes a little credit. They seem to be creative. They are very creative, and they're really good at what they do. Like, you gotta be good at something, right, guys? You gotta be good at something. And they're very artistic. They're very skilled in the stuff they make. Jen G says, I wonder what these folks look like. Have you ever seen them? Yes, I have seen them. I've seen them walking around with their rifles, with their AKs. I've seen them patrolling the yard with their guard dog, and peeking out the windows at anyone that happens to stop and look at their yard art. Chris Dixon says he really loves these folks. I'm indifferent. I really am. I really don't care what they do in the yard. It's fun to talk. It's fun to look at, and definitely brings some show fodder for sure. Pip says they probably do this chroming challenge and then write this shit down. Hunter says, how long has this been going on, and does it change from year to year? Okay, well, it sounds like, from what I can gather, they've only lived there for a couple of years at most. And it was a timing thing that they purchased the property. From what I gather, they purchased it without being there, and they didn't realize that there was a restaurant across the street, and the restaurant serves booze and beer, and motorcycle riders come there, and these people did not like that. I from what I understand, and like I said, I haven't talked to them yet, and I don't know if I will. I might go over and say hello, because I have no problem with what they're doing. I think it was in response to there being a bar across the street. And yes, it does change seasonally. It's not year to year. They are very seasonal people. They had Santa Clauses. Now they have Easter bunnies and leprechauns. They went after the pastor of the church down the road. He's still there with devil horns. And maybe that was the city alderman. One of them used to be sitting in the big throne, and then the other one is preaching. So I think it was the alderman was sitting in the big throne that's been replaced now by the Easter bunny. So yes, it's been a while, and it does change seasonally. Pickle P says, yeah, and energized. And you've never seen it in process. I did. We saw them decorating yesterday or 2 days ago. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago they were out working? A couple days ago they were out working on it. I don't think they have any SOE gear. They might. Hunter says, do the locals know that the spider bunnies were this month? Not well, it's only been a couple days. It'll be all over the Facebook group soon because it's right on the main street. Like, if you understand that this road is the road into town, like the town that we're in has 500 people. And the road goes into town, and then if you continue straight on the road, it goes into the river. Like literally the boat launch is at the end of this road that they're on. And then if you're in town, you can take a left and stay on the main road. This is a state highway that they live on, and it's the main 45-mile-an-hour in and out road for the whole town. So yes, the locals know that there's new artwork out. Am I sure it's not a high point? Meh. Wired Edge asked, I didn't stop to ask if I could help. I was on my way to Delinquent Scully to do work out there. I thought that was more important than helping them with their Easter bunny. Pickle Pete wants to put a coffee billboard in the yard. I don't know how much that would sell. I don't know how much coffee it would sell. I mean, the guy, the restaurant across the street ended up closing because they sued him into oblivion, and he didn't feel like dealing with the bullshit anymore. I think it's a gold mine. I don't have the funds to throw at a project like that, but let me tell you, it is very affordable. It is definitely affordable. I know how much the building and all the equipment and the trailer behind the building and everything is going for. Literally everything in the restaurant except for the perishable food, booze, and beer is coming for a very, very reasonable price. Like when he told me the price, I was like, man, almost willing to go put the number into a loan calculator. That's how cheap it is. So you know anybody that's looking for a restaurant? I know somebody that's got a line on one. So that is the new entertainment in town. I'm guessing that's going to be up through March, maybe into April. I don't know. What do we got after April? I think the next real holiday. I wonder if they do a big 4th of July display. Backwoods Berkshire says, then you get a mortal enemy for free. I say you get a lot of fucking publicity for free. Like, seriously, I asked the guy that was running the place, I said, hey, do you use this for advertising? He's like, no. I'm like, why? Chris says, cash in my Bitcoin. I don't know. No. Jen G can't wait to see how they decorate for Mother's Day. Well, I will keep you guys posted. I drive by it every day on the way to the post office, so I can keep you guys posted for sure on what's going on across the street. What else is on the list here? All right. So Corey wanted me to mention the neighbors, the other neighbors. Our other neighbors are super cool. Like, I've talked to you guys about the other neighbors across the street that have the 2 dogs. We affectionately call the dogs across the street. We call one Secret Pooper. Canadian Farmstead says hello to Corey. Corey says hello. There is Secret Pooper, who is I would say some sort of hound mix. Corey says yes, he's a hound immediately, making sure I get the types right. He's a hound mix. He is affectionately named Secret Pooper because when we got here, he would come over and poop in our yard where we're staying. I guess it's not our yard. It is, I guess. We rent it. So he would come over every morning and take a little loop and take a dump and then go back into his yard. So we called him Secret Pooper. And then we also found out that they have a dachshund that used to also sneak over here to the yard across the street and take a dump. And we couldn't call him Secret Pooper, so Corey started to call him Little Wiener. So the dogs across the street are Rachel says, "Good morning, my fellow leprechaun." Jesus. So we have Secret Pooper and Little Wiener. And we have a story this morning about Secret Pooper. Now, Secret Pooper is a pretty chill dog. I really dig that dog across the street. He doesn't get wound up much. Canadian Farmstead says, if she calls the dog Little Wiener, what does she call you? Well, Big Wiener was already taken, so. Kyle says, aren't you upset the dog took your nickname? She didn't have to take my nickname. My nickname is secure. Is secure. That's why it's not a miniature dachshund, guys. It's a full-size dachshund, and she called it Little Wiener. So, just saying. Anyway, Secret Pooper is a pretty cool dog. I don't know his real name. Do you know his real name? Corey says his name is Secret Pooper. I find it interesting. Actually, I met somebody last night from Telegram, from the interwebs. Actually, Aaron, the person that told me about this spot, ran into us at the Mexican restaurant. Ran into us at the Mexican restaurant. She actually came over and introduced herself because she recognized the hat. So I guess I can't ever change the patch on the hat, guys. I'll just be able to change the hat itself and keep the patch the same. But Erin, when she was telling us about this place, she's like, oh, and there's this really, really nice hound dog that comes by and visits every day. My kids really like him. And after we got here, I was like, oh yeah, it comes to visit and takes a dump in the yard every morning. But anyway, Secret Pooper is a pretty cool dog. He likes to lay in the driveway in the sun and take naps, and Corey loves watching him. He digs holes in the yard. He is pretty fun to watch. At one point, he was wandering the neighborhood with another dog that Corey named Black Beauty, which was a female pit mix that I think Secret Pooper was impregnating or trying to. They would sneak off into the woods, hang out for a while, and then he would come trotting back and had a little bit of a swag onto him. So I'm guessing I know what's going on there. So we've been observing Secret Pooper for almost a year now, and he's a cool dog. Well, we've actually realized how cool this dog is. So a couple weeks ago, on the side of their house, when we go out and we take the dogs for a walk, we go out our front and we take a left. We go down the road. When we come back, we're looking at the side of Secret Pooper's house. Well, on the side of the house there's a little bench, like a little garden bench, one of those little metal benches you throw in your garden. It's not really something that you're going to like put in your living room, but for a little seat, it's not bad. Well, Secret Pooper, very often is sitting on the bench, and this dog like sits on the bench and he gives the old gangster lean in the bench, like sits back into the corner and kind of leans back. Well, the other day, OG Secret Pooper, we were on our walk, we were leaving for the walk, and I look over and here comes Secret Pooper. The sun is shining on his bench over there. Here he comes around the corner of the house. And he takes one step up on that bench, another step, turns around, and does the biggest old gangster lean I've seen in a long time, and just leans back in that chair. And he was just happier than a pig in shit. That dog is the biggest gangster OG dog I think I've seen in a long time. He don't give a shit about nothing, and he's got his gangster spot where he just sits there in the sun and watches the traffic go by. I don't know. I like Secret Pooper. I think he's a pretty cool dog, and I don't even mind if he poops over here because it's not my yard and I don't have to mow it. So there's that. That's our OG neighbor dog, Secret Pooper. At some point before we leave, I really think we need to talk to the neighbor and find out what Secret Pooper and Little Wiener's real names are. Corey says no. She is sad that she hasn't seen Black Beauty in a while. Black Beauty's missing. And we think she might have wandered on. I think she might have been a stray. We don't know, though, because she used to just hang out at the house down the road. Jen G says, what a fun neighborhood you live in. We make it fun. We have to make it fun. We definitely, we don't have TV. We watch old reruns of Alone, and now we're watching Lost. For a wind down thing on Amazon. We started watching Lost from the beginning. Neither of us have ever seen it. So we do need some entertainment in our life. So we just look at what's going on around us and make up fun stories about it. I guess that's what my wife does, at least. And I listen to all the stories. What else do we got on the list here? So talking about chroming earlier, and somebody mentioned they're bringing it back. And I didn't even put this together yesterday. I was talking about it. I was like, that is definitely something that's been around before. That's huffing. It's coming back. I didn't ever think it left, but we're assuming that it's coming back. And Corey reminded me that we had a very similar conversation the other night at Walmart. And I forgot to tell you guys about it yesterday. So I told you we went to Walmart. We saw the wheel fall off that truck. We were going to Walmart to get, Corey needed some clothes. She needed some work clothes. We needed a toothbrush or something, stuff that we didn't want to get at Kroger. And so we had to go to Walmart. And we're walking through Walmart, and I saw a pair of pants in the women's section. I was walking with Corey, and I saw this pair of pants, and I'm like, oh, look at those. And I touched them, and I was like, oh, wow, that's I remember that. It like snapped me back to the 90s, maybe the late 80s. Snapped me right back, and I was like, those are parachute pants. And not like, do you guys know the evolution of parachute pants? Like, Corey and I had this conversation right there in Walmart. I said, do you remember parachute pants, like the evolution of parachute pants? Because these parachute pants were like the super cool Christina Aguilera, super hot, really cool advanced parachute pants that had like the cool drawstrings on the ankles that you could like pull up, and man, she wore them well. Those are the parachute pants that they have at Walmart now. So I guess we're not going back to the 90s. What would we say? Did we figure those were the early 2000s? We're thinking early 2000s. I remember more parachute pants as like windbreakers, like track suits. Pickle piece says zip up from the bottom and the top, or they had like little snaps. Rewilder Life says, can we bring back MC Hammer pants? That's what I said. So we had the evolution from the MC Hammer pants to the Christina Aguilera pants. Christina Aguilera pants are back in style. They're back in style. Backwoods Butcher says, like from the Dirty video. No, it wasn't. What was the song she sang where she had the parachute? Genie in a Bottle, Kyle. Genie in a Bottle video. You can pull that back up when your kids go back in the Velociraptor cage. Dan G says those bad boys made so much noise when you walked. But Corey bought a pair. You bought them, right? Have you tried them on?
I haven't tried them.
My wife buys a pair of pants on Saturday night, Friday night. We go to Walmart on Friday night. She buys a pair of parachute pants and she's never even tried them on yet. How did she not come home and put them on immediately? After the show, guys, I will guarantee you after the show, I'm going to get her to put them on. I'm going to put Jeannie in a bottle on. I'm going to make her dance in the parachute pants. Pip says next thing we know, bell bottoms will come back in style. I mean, that couldn't be a bad thing. Pickle Pete says the tunes from your ghetto blaster was supposed to cover the swoosh swoosh from the pants. So ironically, after we watched or we had the parachute pants discussion, and that devolved into the MC Hammer pant discussion. The next morning on my Facebook, as I was checking notifications and doing a little scrolling, I saw MC Hammer videos. Weird. How random that in 2024 I'm just sitting there having my coffee on a random Saturday morning and MC Hammer related videos start coming up on my feed. Man. Hammer time. Corey says it's hammer time. Yeah. So parachute pants are back, guys. Anything else from the 90s that you want to come back? The 90s and the early 2000s? I can't think anything that maybe CD players, mini disc players, Oakley sunglasses. Have Oakley sunglasses ever gone out of style? Are we going to go back to maybe the blades? Do you guys remember frog skins? Pickle Pete says the ghetto blasters suck the D-baddies. Backwoods Butcher wants to bring back comedic racism. What? What were we watching the other night that we were blown away? Corey and I were watching a movie or something the other day, and we were blown away by what they were talking about. And I was like, man, the 90s were pretty interesting, weren't they? They were talking about I can't remember what it was. I remember saying it though, and I never wrote it down. That's the problem. I have sticky notes on my phone that when I see that. Rewild Life says the 90s shows it's amazing how un-PC we were then. So were we un-PC or were we just not woke? Like, did people... So here's the thing that confuses me. Like, yeah, that's a discussion for a different day. That could go a long time, and I only got 12 minutes. Egg or chicken. Yeah, I mean it is. I hear the stuff and I'm like, okay, that isn't when you hear it, you have a knee-jerk reaction. But is the knee-jerk reaction because of how we've been conditioned to immediately say we can't say that? Because when I hear the stuff, I try to put myself in the other shoe. I'm like, well, that's not bad. Well, they're not saying it about me. Well, maybe they are. But I'm like, I try to put myself in the other shoe, the person being offended. And I'm like, I don't think I'd be offended if somebody said that about me. Which one was that? He shake the whole thing. Clyde shaking the whole camper. So I don't know if we've been conditioned to think that everything's offensive or if the things were actually offensive and we just didn't realize it.
Was it the gay thing? Was it about 90s and we always said gay? Was that what we were talking about?
No. Gen G says I don't get offended by anything, and that's my problem. Like you would really have to, like, I've tried to think of things that would offend me without physical aggression, like offensive speech. Like, I don't think there's anything you can say to me that I'm like, oh my God, I'm offended. I might not talk to you anymore because I think you're an asshole. But I don't think I've ever really taken much personal and been offended by anything. It is what it is. Hunter says, I love how people get offended for others. Yeah. Yeah, that is definitely a treat, isn't it? I'm excited for the next 2 days. The next 2 days I get to spend with my beautiful wife. She's got a couple days off of work. Is today your anniversary?
No, that's 7th was Thursday.
Wow, 5 days late, guys. At least it isn't wedding or anything like that. I didn't miss her birthday or wedding anniversary. I missed her work employment anniversary. 19 years my wife has worked for the same company. 19 years. And you know what comes with 19 years of service? A shitload of PTO. Like PTO enough that she has to figure out how to take random days off during out the year. Yeah. So my beautiful wife has the next couple days off. We got a bunch of stuff we're gonna do. I think Pickle P says, oh Jesus, I heard 5 days late. Rewild Their Life says, I can't imagine. I almost fired myself. She's a workhorse. She's had how many different roles have you had in those 19 years? 5?
6.
She's had 6 different roles with the same company in 19 years. And she's she's great. She's great. My wife is just a rock star, and man, she's worked with everybody from all different levels in the organization, and I think she's very well respected. And she has the ability to do a lot of the things we're doing, and because of her longevity and how consistent she's been over those 19 years. So I appreciate everything she does for sure, and I'm happy to spend the next couple days with her. We're planning on one of the days we're going to be going out to delinquent. Definitely my better half. Rewilder Life says my better half. Definitely my better half for sure. Wired Edge says, did she bring anniversary donuts for everyone? Not from Tennessee to Minnesota. She did not mail the donuts in by any means, and she probably didn't have a donut here because we didn't have it. Pickle P says we know who the rock star is. I never try to hide the fact that my wife is the stronger, most consistent and steady person in this relationship. Like, she saved my life. And I'll admit it all day long, every day. And man, I can never thank her enough for it. I try, but yeah, she is everything I ever needed, and it all came at the right time. So yeah, love her to death, and she's great. I can never say anything bad about her. Well, I can say a lot of bad things about her, but they don't matter. So Rewilder Life says I feel the same about Mr. Rachel. And Pickle Pete says she loves all the dogs. Dude, it's not just dogs. Like, I really thought we were gonna have a counseling session after she fucking hit the possum on the road. Like, she hit it, and the first thing in my mind was, oh my God, I'm going to have to deal with her having a huge depression tonight. She loves every animal. She loves the vultures that come to eat the dead animals after the animals that she loves get smushed on the road. She's a good person. I don't think she has a bad bone in her, unless it's me. Sorry. I couldn't help it. One thing we're planning on going out to Tim's to Delinquent's Gully to get some more work done. Over the weekend, we got a lot of progress done on the trail loop that we're clearing. Genji says bad joke. Yeah, I mean, that's the only kind I have. Like, if you hang around long enough, you'll realize that all my jokes are bad. Some are just better than others. But they're all bad. We're going to go out to Tim's. We're going to clear some more property or clear some more trails, look for some more mushrooms, look for some more deer sheds, look for some more emerging plant species, things that are popping out right now. Everything's kind of coming to life, and the overstory isn't there, so we're able to see a lot more of the low growing things. So that's exciting. I got to get working on finishing the outhouse conversion out there. That needs to get done, and then we need to clear some campsites and do some signage, and we'll be ready to start hitting some campsites, getting them listed and things like that. So Jen G says, I can relate to Corey. People suck, animals never will. I love all the animals. I think she sees that too, that, you know, the only way an animal is really ever going to hurt your feelings is by leaving you. And that's just because that's nature. And she relates with nature a lot better than people, because people have really been conditioned to be not natural. And I think my wife sees the good in nature. So Rewild Life says, I love birds of prey. Corey liked birds of prey until they were stealing her chickens. And then she would run out into our yard, flailing her arms to save the chickens from the bald eagle that was sitting in our yard. And you guys don't even understand how big the yard is, or how big the bald eagle is, until it's taking flight out of your yard while your wife is running at it screaming. My life. That was her. She also was all about scaring the bears away with pots and pans. Yeah. Love her to death. Couldn't imagine my life without her. Like, seriously. People say there's somebody for everyone, and man, I found the one. So if she's gone, I don't even know. I'll just wander aimlessly. I'll come and visit all of you folks, because there won't be much left to find, because I definitely found the one. The other thing that we're planning on doing on Corey's 2 days off, which is super exciting. I'm really excited about this part. But she might end up having to do this on her own, or I might do it on my own. We got to at least get Norman to the vet. He's still having some issues with his foot. He's got, we're thinking it's a sore on one of his pads, like in between his toes, but he won't let us look at it. We actually need more help to look at it. We've been trying to soak it in an Epsom salt bath as often as we can, but he won't let us look at it. We're guessing 4 people is what it was. It's usually 4 people. When he had his hygroma on the side of his leg, on his front elbow, it took 4 people to hold him to drain it. He isn't a big fan of anybody touching his feet. Our other 2 dogs, you can pick their feet up and spread their toes out and clip their nails. Well, Clyde doesn't really like us clipping his nails, but he'll let us touch his feet. Walter, he doesn't give a crap about anything, like literally anything. You could take his lips and wrap them around his head, tie him in a bow, paint his nails, do whatever you wanted, and he would just lay there as long as you like rubbed his belly or gave him a treat. But Norman, he's a different breed, for sure. He doesn't let you touch his feet. He hides them under him. And the fact that they're sore and probably hurting him is another reason he won't let us anywhere near them. But it wasn't because of this. He never let us near him anyway. So we got to probably get him to the vet and get some help looking at him, possibly get some antibiotics and see what's going on there. He's having trouble. And you hate to see him. You hate to see him limp because we've experienced it, especially when they have other dogs in the house. They don't show pain, so we don't know how much pain he's in because they don't like to show it around other dogs, even siblings. So been a little while, and it's time to get him into the vet, and Corey has the time off. So our problem is with the three of them, Walter also has a cut on his foot. Why our dogs have cuts on their feet, I'm not sure. Probably from walking through all the garbage in the road on the side of the road where we have to walk them. But Walter has a little injury on his foot, but he's letting us care for it. So we're not thinking we're going to have to take him. Our dilemma comes with if we had to take the two dogs to the vet, we'd have to take all three with us. Because we can leave two of them home, any pair we can leave home. But if we take a pair with us, the one that stays home, unless it's Walter would probably just go to sleep because he doesn't really care about anything. If we take one of Norman and Clyde with us and leave the other one alone and take Walter, I have a feeling that we'd be missing walls in our camper. I think we would get back and they would be sitting outside looking at the hole that they tore in the side. That's my feeling. They don't like to be separated. They are definitely a bonded pair. They've been around since pretty much birth. And it's not going to be good when something happens to one of them. But that's our dilemma. We might have to take all three with us. I think Walter is on the mend enough that we probably won't need to take him. So one of us will probably just take off with Norman, take him down to the vet, and they can take a look. So anyway, guys, I got to wrap it up here. We're 2 minutes after, and we're going to get rolling. Corey's got the day off, like I said, so we're going to probably go and sit down and have a breakfast beverage here and hang out and talk and plan our day. At 8 when the vet opens, we're going to make our plans and see what's going to happen. So anyway, I appreciate everybody listening this morning. If you enjoyed the show, it's always free to hit that like, share, and subscribe to return value for value. Please consider joining one of the YouTube membership tiers or listening on any value for value platform like Podverse, Wavelake, or Fountain.fm. You can visit thelotsproject.com to find all my discount codes, partner companies, the shop that has all sorts of fun products in it. Go check it out, thelotsproject.com. Or, it's Tuesday. I hope you guys have an awesome Tuesday. John Palmer, good morning, good day, good afternoon. I hope you have an awesome day also. Anyway, guys, I'm going to take off. I hope you have a great Tuesday, and we will catch up with you tomorrow.